Hey everyone, it's Sue here. This is my grunge page. So this is where I'm at so far. I did a previous video that showed all the products that I was going to be using, and I don't think I pulled anything different out. What I did so far was I just have my white mixed media page, and I took this paper back here, the black with the font on it, and you can see it all around. I took it out of this 8x8 paper stack, and I just cut it so it covered the whole page. I wanted to start with a black. I like black. I like to work on black, so I wanted it to start with black. I have on here two of the papers that I showed you that I used the wax on. You can see it back here. So I put those on here. Like right now you can see it's like all about words and letters. That it's very scripty, right? It's very text oriented right now. And that was on purpose. I do have a couple washi tapes that I made. Most of what is on here I first tacked down with my tiny attacher. And you can see the staples everywhere. Once I had all of that down, I decided to put this over the top of it. And the reason being was, like, for example, so I had one staple on here. So the rest of it was kind of like popping up a little bit. And I didn't want to have to go around and put, staples on all four sides. So I decided, well, let me just put a coat of the gel medium over the top of it, and I'm going to give it a good dry. Then I want to come in with these two FW acrylic inks, and I want to go and have some fun on top of here. Then, so like right now it's very linear, right? So it's a lot of straight lines, but that's okay because what I'm thinking right now is I'm going to be pulling in some round elements, so it'll be okay. And I'm thinking of this stencil right here as well. So that's where I'm at right now. So I'm going to give this a good dry, and I'm going to come back and we're just going to play a little bit with these inks. I've dried it off, so it's pretty dry. It might be a little bit tacky in some spots, but it's dry. So it's dry enough to do what I want to do next. So like I mentioned, I'm going to start playing with these two inks. And I also pulled out these two Adirondack alcohol inks. So I very much so would love to put like a layer of paint on top of this. Like I was thinking about taking my black acrylic paint, watering it down, and then just put a thin coat over the top of it. But I want to, like, that would be my typical style, so I want to try something just a little bit different, because right now it doesn't seem cohesive or, unified right now to me, right? Because I can see all the different pieces. I like it to blend all together. So I'm going to try something different. I don't know if this is going to work. Who knows? We'll see. So these inks are in droppers. So I'm just gonna go around and play. Now I wasn't planning on adding any water to this, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Okay, so now I'm going to pull in some of the alcohol inks, and I'm just going to let it, they're so fluid, I'm just going to let little drops go on, and you can see, let me hold this up closer so you can actually see it. So it just drops and it automatically you know, expands and goes all by itself. It just spreads. It's so cool. I'm loving it. So watch. See, it just spreads. And this happens to be canvas, so that's why it's really soaking into that. But even so, watch. It just spreads. It's very cool. Very, very cool. Now we have the alcohol ink in Pebble. And I've not used these before, so I don't even know what colors they really are. Isn't that cool? Look at that, how it just blends right in. Oh, this one. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, I actually see a couple more spots. I want more hazelnut. Just to bring in a little bit more of the brownish color. Okay, so this is where we're at. I don't think I'm going to add any water. I like the way the inks look from the dropper, from the FW bottles. I like the way that alcohol ink just spreads. I love it. Wow, what a really, really cool effect. Looking pretty grungy at this point to me, so I have to figure out what I'm going to do next. So that is where we are at so far. The next step that I took was I took the black sand texture paste, which by the way I absolutely really enjoy working with it, and I also took this stencil from Tim Holtz. And I went and stenciled the black sand in those 4 places. Okay, so at this point everything on here is adhered, and the black sand is not dry yet, so I just want to be careful. But what I want to show you is this. In fact, let me just move this over just a little bit. So you've all heard me talk about this high flow acrylic, which is my favorite, which is, I mean, there's probably, I don't know, not quite half in there. I use it a lot and it's awesome. I wanted to add some white onto this page. So, but I don't need it to be iridescent, right? This is not like a shiny, you know, glittery type of page, right? So what I ended up doing, let me make sure I grab the right one here, is this. So I took this inexpensive paint in white. I also took this little container of Aleene's glitter glue that I got at Tuesday morning for $1.49. I took all of the glue out of it and just put it into this bottle. You can actually see the glitter in it. Was I took the white paint, put it in here after I took the glue out, put a little bit of water in, you know, shake it up. So it's not full by any means. Right now, with the paint and with the water, it's probably only maybe, I don't know, not even 3/4 of the way full. And the reason I decided to use this particular bottle is because of this nozzle. Okay, I don't want it neat. I want it messy. So I just want to make sure I go in and, you know, on this particular page, I'm not looking for neatness. So if it's too neat, that's not good. All right, so that's what I did with this bottle. I am loving it. So if you're looking for, you know, an inexpensive way to make a bottle that you can do this with, there you go. There's a great way. And I just want to show you too. Let me see. Okay, so see these like, they're really raindrops is what they are. It's a stamp. They're all over. See them? Okay, so that was this stamp from Designs by Rin. Love this stamp. It's really, it's different. And that's what I like about it. So I used my archival. So at this point now I'm going to let this dry again. And I'll come back. And I'll probably have all these little pieces adhered on. And we'll see if it's done at that point. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, everybody, I'll be back. All right, so it is done. So I am very happy with the way it came out. I did adhere all of the additional round pieces. Once I had all of them on there, everything was nice and dry. Like all of the black sand is all nice and dry. It's interesting because when you put like black sand or a lot of modeling paste or whatever, excuse me, on your page, oh my gosh, it weighs. Like, it's very heavy. It's amazing how heavy it is. But so it's all dry, it's all done. What I did was, once I adhere those last few pieces on, what I did was I took, you can see here nice and clear, I took my white paint that I put in here with water and the black FW ink, acrylic ink, and I went and just did some more using those two things just to get it a little bit more messy. And I really like the way that it came out. I went around this here. I even took some of it and went the black and went on top of it. Now it's interesting because I used the black and the brown in the FW, and it's interesting to me that on the page without spraying it, they look pretty identical, right? Because they're both really dark. So that's the one thing about not spraying it with water to dilute it a little bit and show the color better, is like I can tell, you can kind of tell that this is the brown and that's the black, but looking at it at a distance and real quick, it's very, very hard to tell the difference. So that's probably the only thing that, I don't know, I wish would show up a little bit better. But this is my finished grunge page. I hope you all like it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.